Savage. What's going on, savages? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast with me, jeffreyleach. I hope the beginning of this podcast wasn't too shouty in your ear. I've listened back to the last couple of recordings and I hate that at the beginning of every podcast episode lately, I've gone, hey everybody, at the beginning of the podcast, and it's always sounded shit on audio. So I tried today to be a little more restrained. We'll find out if it worked when I come to edit this. Welcome back to another episode. This is going to be episode number 99, which means our next episode is the 100th episode, which surely we have to do something celebratory for that momentous occasion. I'm thinking maybe I'll get some of my favorite guests that have been on the podcast, maybe like Nino, Onan Jones, Jenny Zagrino, maybe. We had a really fun one. Who else? Ethan Edenberg was pretty cool. Maybe I get some of my favorite people back and we all just fucking get a little buzzed and have a chat and celebrate. That could be the episode. You let me know. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button. Make sure you share it with your friends. And also make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notification if you are listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, etc., etc. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to give it a 5-star review if you enjoy the episodes and tell your friends about it. That's the best way you can support this podcast. Also, shout out to all the Patreons. Some of you are willing to donate a few dollars every month to help the cause. We're looking for new sponsors right now, actually. So if you are interested in sponsorship, reach out. But if not, you can just support us through Patreon, patreon.com/savagesnowflake. Thank you very much to everyone who's doing so. I love you all very much. All right, that's it. That's all the information that needs to be read. He's looking at his phone. He's just texting his dad. Dad, I love you. I haven't told you for 6 months, but I just wanted to say those words out loud through the medium of phoning and text, SMS style. I love you. And what did he say?
If I was to text my daddy and he answered, that would be really odd.
Is he dead?
Dead.
Oh, wow. Bringing down the room every time. D Thompson, what's going on, man?
I'm cool.
Now, do you say the D on stage?
Yeah, I do. D Thompson.
It is D Thompson. Is it because you fucked up and got an Instagram name called D Thompson or something?
No, it's because if you Google D Thompson,
yeah,
for some reason, a couple male strippers show up.
Nice. Andre 3000?
Andre Thompson. No Andre 3000. This is all that comes up for Andre Thompson. Some male strippers.
Nice.
A bunch of mugshots.
Oh, really?
And obituaries. And then by page 2 or 3, I might pop up.
You're breaking the mold. See, you're breaking the mold.
So now
D Thompson has been the name of, men who couldn't get ahead, through either their own fault or society putting that fault on them. They couldn't get ahead. And then here you are in fucking Los Angeles doing an NBC gig. Yeah. Look at that. That's pretty good, right? Is it exciting? Because this is kind of, we discussed this. We've already had a chat for about half an hour. We clearly did too much podcast before actually recording the podcast. But you said this is like a migrationary period for you in your career. This is a moment of oh, God, I'm getting some industry recognition now. And that's pretty exciting, right?
It's not even just the industry recognition. Everything just feels better.
Tell me what it's like, because I've forgotten that feeling. I'm so jaded at this point.
It just feels more real, People, it's like acknowledgement.
Are you on a pink cloud? A little bit of a pink cloud?
Oh, I'm fucking floating.
Yeah.
I even joke about how happy I am.
Yeah.
Like one time I was in the park and I seen this butterfly, and then innately I just followed it.
Yeah.
Which is not a normal thing to do. I'd never in my life seen a butterfly and was like, I'm going to follow you.
You've clearly not done as many hallucinogenic drugs as I've done.
I've never I've never done.
Because I'm following the butterfly right now in my head. I'm so into that concept.
Bro.
Dude, that was the most beautiful fucking thing a guest has ever said on this podcast. And I'm now thinking very much about butterflies.
That's it. I was just in the park minding my motherfucking business, and this butterfly.
And you were like, I need to find out where that guy's
where
going.
Where the fuck you going?
Was it a guy? Was it a girl in your minds? Did you assign it a gender?
It's crazy. I only ever think of butterflies as girls.
Really? Because they're kind of delicate and beautiful.
And I come from New York. A bunch of women
murder you and ruin your life if you ever break up with them. What? Sorry, say it again.
Both things are real. If she has a butterfly tattoo, She might
a whore. She might be a whore.
Or murder you.
Or she might murder you, yeah.
Or
but
both.
If it's on her lower back, She's already got kids. It's not wrong, right?
I'm not wrong. Butterfly tattoo on the lower back. Definitely got a kid.
I like how I apologized about how loud I normally am at the beginning of the podcast, and then what I've done is been really peaceful at the beginning, and now I've just made so much noise. I'm going to turn our levels down slightly. Yeah, I think it's just one of those stable things that you learn. All right, yeah, that's probably dangerous. You know, if she's got a butterfly tattoo, it's always going to be a dangerous character. It's always a dangerous.
You know what? And also,
but that's still sexy, right?
It can be. It can be. But I think now tattoos, the ideas that we don't have the same meanings. Everybody has a fucking tattoo. So many people have a tattoo.
Right.
And then like you used to see a dude with a bunch of tats, and that guy was scary.
Yeah.
But you have a bunch of tats.
Oh yeah, but I'm not that scary.
Not terrifying whatsoever.
I'm not that scary. I'm like,
if I seen you, I would definitely ask for directions. I know you're gonna give me a nice answer.
Oh, that's sweet. Especially now that I've cut the hair off, right, and shaved the beard down.
Yeah.
I think I used to look a little less approachable with the long hair and the beard and stuff. But I'm also I'm starting to embrace elements of myself that and work them out. I'm not saying they're unchangeable. Mm-hmm. It's not like an intransigent state of mind I'm in.
I don't know what that means. What's intransigent?
Unwilling to change your position.
Say that word again.
Intransigent.
Intransigent.
Yeah, exactly.
We
intransigent.
That shit.
So I'm not in an intransigent state of mind about it. But I know that even though I'm a sweet, friendly guy and very forthcoming, it takes very little to really push me to big anger, which is not a good quality. That's not a great quality, but it's a very inherently Neanderthal masculine one. I'm very I can get very fucking angry if like my girlfriend, you know, if someone says the wrong thing or like puts their fucking hand somewhere they shouldn't. Like, it would take very little to make me immediately become a very aggressive and nasty man.
Yeah, but you just gave two things that would warrant that response.
Sure. Yeah, I don't just do it because people upset me or people say they don't like me or something. That wouldn't.
Yes,
do it.
I would say.
But
that's
I mean,
fair.
like pushing, but but it's still not right. Like, there's better ways to deal with a situation if a guy is a bit untoward to a lady than like going, oh, I'm gonna fucking slam his head through the wall.
That is true.
You know, but I think there's a part of me that likes that. I like vigilantism.
I agree with that.
And I know that's fucked up, but I'm being honest. Like, I agree there's something about taking the law into your own hands when you feel it's not being represented.
Yeah, some people should get fucked up.
I'm fucking into that. Which is, by the way, very dangerous. That's a very dangerous way to think, I think.
It's only dangerous once you start to dress up and find crime. Once you just start to go outside to find crime,
people up,
you got a fucking mask. Jeff, too far.
CB
but
radio
right now,
listening to the police.
CB radio listening to fucking cops.
Or the police, what's it called? The police, the
transmitter.
Transmitter, yeah, police transmitter, yeah.
I fucking hope I'm correct.
10-4, we gotta shake 5 and shake.
And then you,
oh my god, that means that
it's my time.
A small Asian woman is being held against her will by, a giant meat-headed Russian man. It's, hung off a balcony. He's called the incinerator.
The incinerator.
Yeah, I better get down there.
And then you show up.
And I show up high as fucking balls.
High as shit.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, why are you doing this?
Hey, bro.
That's my superpower.
You give them a
just
joint.
Making people feel relaxed enough that they talk to me. So I'd be like, yo, dude, just have a second. Take a second, right? We get it. You're like the strongest.
Think about it.
It's very intimidating.
Do you want to drop her?
Yeah, like, why are you taking this on her? Is this about her? Or is this about your mother?
It's about your mom, isn't it?
You know, and then like by the end of it, he's just, but I was here to kill everyone.
Nothing ever impresses her.
That's okay. You good? Oh, but I am very angry. Yeah, I understand. I enjoyed that playing. So tell us what you're here to do. Tell me about the NBC thing.
I am here to have a showcase on November 5th.
That's very exciting.
At the Hollywood Improv.
But you had to. This wasn't just like a thing that was handed to you. You just did a competition.
Yeah,
in New York,
so
right?
it was like I think a national competition. They go from 5 cities.
Okay.
And they have each city has their own competition.
Right.
There's like a qualifier.
What are the cities? Do you know who are you up against?
No, I know a few of them. I know Nashville was one of them.
Chicago, Boston.
New York was.
I
was in New York.
Yeah.
There was a Nashville, I think.
Okay.
And then there was.
Hey man, when your horse does something, you're like, "Come on, man, you're a horse," and then you fuck it. That's the kind of material. Hey man, you know when you got a gun and it's really good, so and you just go out, you shoot some hay bales, but then you didn't realize your cousin Cletus was behind one of the hay bales, fucking a pig. That's life. Come on, that's my catchphrase now. That's
one
life.
More with another animal fucker.
What's that?
One more with an animal fucker.
Man, you know when you just made love to an alligator? And the gator looks into your eyes and he says, "Oh, Papa, that feels so nice on my smooth, bald taint." And you're like, "Man, me are going to be friends forever." You know that feeling? I like that character. That's a fun character. Man, I got to start getting back into doing more characters on social media.
Characters? Oh.
Just little short videos. That's one of my dreams, is to have a TV show where I get to just do lots of different characters. Like it's a sketch show, a multitude sketch show. Like Chris Lilly, Summer Heights High, or We Can Be Heroes, or Angry Boys. Monty Python. Yeah, I mean, like it would be more of a story where all these characters are in the same universe. You know what I mean?
Oh, like
a documentary type thing where I play lots of...
Norbit.
Altertino, there's a new one called, what's it called? Altertino.
That's kind of...
He's a Latin. He's a Latin.
And it'll all be you.
Why can I not play Latin characters? I could definitely get cast as like a guy from I am from Puerto Rico.
There's nobody in Puerto Rico that looks like this.
I am from...
Or it sounds like that.
I come from Spain.
Maybe Spain.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Inigo Montoya?
My name is Inigo Montoya. That's what his name is.
The Black Montoya?
Yeah, Inegro. Isn't that his name?
I have no... I thought you were saying a sentence.
Am I being racist in Spanish? Not even what the fuck? Inego, not Inegro. I was looking at you. I was just saying it. I'm sorry, man. Clearly, there's a regressive part of my European brain that still just really wants to be a slave owner. Apparently, it's Inigo, isn't it? It's Inigo Montoya. Yeah, it's Inigo. Oh, Inigo Montoya.
Inigo.
So it's even further away from it.
Further away, and you still ended up with... My name is
Inigo Montoya. Inigo Montoya. Yeah, it's not Inegro.
Not the Negro Montoya.
If like the Wizard of Oz, they made the Wiz. If they, instead of, the Princess Brides, made, El Princeso Brides, then he might be that. He might be called Inigo Montoya, because they would have to have like at least a token black guy in it. So they'd be like, we're not really going to cast a black man. We're just going to give a Spanish character a racist name that makes you think of black people in a racist manner, and that's how we'll do it. It's like it was a subversive, subconscious, ingrained, institutionalized racist approach to making TV shows, and I expected more from HBO Latina.
What the fuck was that?
Isn't that the network? HBO Latin. HBO Latin? Eric Rivera's new special is on there. That's the only reason I know it. HBO Latin. Yeah, HBO Latin.
Latin?
HBO...
Wait a minute. All of this is real?
Yeah, man.
I thought you made all of that up, man.
I mean, the stuff about fucking an alligator, that was made up.
That part I knew was made up.
That's why I used an accent. This bit's all true.
This is all true.
Inigo Montoya is his name.
And what is this about?
It's The Princess Bride is the movie.
You've never seen the
movie?
No.
Oh, dudes. Okay. All right.
What's The Princess Bride?
Come to think of it, it's a very, very white kid movie. But it's like a kid's movie that you grow up watching. It's called The Princess Bride. And it's got like, it's this really cheesy fantasy story of this guy. And then there's this one guy who's like a Spanish swordsman, sword expert. Yeah. He's like, I have to avenge my father's death. My name is Inigo Montoya.
And that's this guy.
And that's this character, yeah. And what the fuck was I about to look up there? I don't even know anymore.
Me either.
HBO Latin. I was going to see it. And then we're talking about HBO Latin, and you didn't believe that's a real thing.
But no, I knew HBO Latino that's a station, but I thought everything else.
Is it HBO Latino?
I think it's Latino.
It is. It's HBO Latino. Yeah, I'm looking at Eric Rivera's thing. So he's in a special called Entre Nos. And
what does that mean?
I think Entre Nos, we've arrived, isn't it? We've arrived? I think so. We've arrived. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so he's in that. It's very funny. You should watch it, even if you're not Latin American or Hispanic. You can still enjoy it. It's not in.
Oh yeah, I don't watch stand up that I have to
translate.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Really?
Like when I see a Brazilian stand up, I'm like, I'm good, bro. I'm not gonna listen to you.
That was very specific. Do you see a lot of Brazilian stand up?
Netflix just be pushing random countries stand up.
Are you serious?
On me? Yeah.
Wow, you watch too much stand up.
And it's just like, this is terrible. Stop pushing this on me. I do not want to.
It keeps
try
pushing
so
sexual
hard.
anime on me. That's what I get. I'm like, listen, what can I say? I love a slutty Japanese girl.
The anime titties.
I'm about that.
Anime titties are something different.
I'm about that, and I have no shame in saying that. And I've definitely self-romanced watching, sexy hentai fucking anime porn. Absolutely.
That I don't do because I feel like I don't want to
cross
that. I don't want to cross that border.
It's not a regular occurrence. I just like, sometimes you're seeing like a badass cyberkinetic, half cyborg, sexy woman, fighting crime and fighting people, and then next minute there's a tentacle that's fucking her, and you're like, what do I do?
I guess I get my dick
out.
That.
I guess I get my dick out.
You're not afraid to see how freaky you gonna get?
Nah, dude. I did it once. It was all right.
Once?
Yeah.
A day?
Nah. I'm not that into I don't jerk off that often. Not anymore. I used to, and now I'm in a very happy relationship. It's a new thing. So now you don't. You put all that energy into that person.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. I think you can overstimulate. I had a weird relationship with that actually.
With what?
Masturbating.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, this is too much information. When I was a kid, when I was 11, I tried, right? Like friends told me, oh, yeah, you got to do this thing. Yeah, it's really good, blah, blah. That's what everyone does. You don't know what.
Friends told you?
Well, when like kids would tease each other and go, oh, you don't know what fucking jerking off is. You don't know what, you don't know what it is, masturbating. Oh, fucking. And I'd be like, yeah, of course I know. And then you sort of hear from people, and you might ask one of your friends, and go, well, I heard it's when you like touch your cock and blah, blah, blah. And, look at girls and blah, blah, blah. And you'd be like, all right. You have to hear somehow, right?
Yeah.
And then you sort of half do it yourself anyway as a kid. You kind of know that you get like fucking erections. You go, but I tried it when I was 11 or whatever.
Go around the house trying to fuck everything.
Well, then I didn't do it properly, right? Didn't do it properly.
Wait a minute, how you ain't do it properly?
I'm saying like I clearly didn't stimulate myself to the point where I fucking.
Oh, I thought you was doing some weird shit with your hand. Just fucking. Why isn't this working?
Just stamping on it. Just fucking.
Just in the house, beating it up with a spoon. Is this masturbation?
I definitely didn't do that. But what I did do is just go, oh, I guess I can't come when I jerk off, so I'll just never jerk off. So until the age of fucking almost 18, 19, I didn't jerk off. And
that's why you're tall.
I attribute my sexual energy and my slightly, like even the way I dress, I'm very flirty and very outgoing. Yeah. I put all of that and my bunch up energy, I put all that down to not having the release that I fucking needed.
Yeah.
And that's why I got so good with girls, because I was like, I have to. I remember the first girl who fucking sucked my dick or whatever, I immediately came and I was like, oh, I just need a woman to do the stimulating, right? Yeah. And then it's okay. So that's why I had to hook up with girls. So it pushed me in that direction more. And my focus and that energy into that more.
Okay.
And I'm sort of unlearning to think about
that makes
sex.
Sense.
It's like, yeah. Anyway.
You're unlearning to think about sex?
Yeah, because it was such a big part of my life. And then ultimately one that didn't necessarily bring me much happiness.
Oh, you mean like you're unlearning to be like
to be sexual. Yeah,
going after
like, for instance, there was a big period of time where there was a lot of sexual material in my stand-up.
Okay,
and now I like that there's a bit, but it's a part of a bigger whole,
Yeah. I get that.
You don't want to be like a one-note joke.
Yeah, especially like all you talk about is freak shit.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing with certain types of comics.
You just made it sound like an R&B track now.
Freak shit.
All you want to do is talk about freak shit. Girl. Yeah.
That's fair. That is true. But there's a certain type of comic.
It's one of those 90s. Like, all you want to do is talk about freak shit.
They don't even make that type of R&B no more. That's 98 R&B.
That was the worst attempt, by the way, at fucking 91 R&B. That was horrendous. Sorry, I just want to apologize to
possibly could have
any lovers of R&B music. I apologize. That was terrible. Fucking hell. Right. Anyway, sorry.
No, I'm saying that there is a certain type of comic where, like the gay comic that only
talks about
20 minutes of somehow you ended up on a dick. And it's like, bro, you never been to Target You never just had a weird day.
But I ended up on a dick down.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just tell. I know somebody got your order wrong before.
My asshole, and you just hit bullseye, pal.
That's all I'm saying. I know there's regular shit you do.
Yeah.
Talk about all of it.
And give, you can still have the gay man's perspective on that.
That's
stuff.
a part of your life.
Yeah.
But that's not the whole fucking, that's not all 24 hours.
Well, I'm glad you're saying this because it's going to make it easier for me to break to you. But you have a lot of material about being a black man and nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing else, dude. Except that one bit about being a white, red-headed Jewish girl.
And that one
But that
kills.
one, it kills. It kills.
So I can't take it out of my
mask. And underneath you're like, hey.
What's up, y'all?
I'm Rebecca. Rebecca. Yeah,
I know
what you're saying. Like, too much of the... It's nice to have a unique perspective and voice, but then it's interesting to see that unique voice about everyday things that we can... Yeah.
And every group has that type of person.
Sure.
You know, there's a hack.
That's a walking two-dimensional character.
Yeah, there's a fucking hack in every... Anybody who's doing stand-up, there's whatever group that person represents... There's a hack for them.
Who's the hack in? Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a type where it's just
I see what you're saying. So, like a white, straight dude hack.
And
is,
he is ultimate.
Urban, rural, basic black comic. Yeah.
You ever be in the club? Every group.
You know when you're bitch.
You know, but be shopping.
You know when you're bitch.
Shout out, Phil Hunt got a whole joke about that shit. Fool's Comedy School or something. He's basically just making fun of that kind of hack comedy.
Oh,
Shit.
I want to see that. What's he called?
Phil Hunt. Phil Hunt. Yeah.
I love to see that. I love seeing the takedown of really like, oh, well, I'm just a white comic.
Yeah, like, honestly, you're still doing that?
It doesn't matter. From Seinfeld to Mark Norman, both of whom are incredibly successful, talented comics, and yet they fall into one stereotype, which is that, I deliver my one-liners like this. Am I right?
But if that's how you really talk, but if you listen to the material, they have them sense of selves.
Absolutely, of course, yeah.
Versus a person who has that voice, and his entire set is that voice.
Yeah.
There's no difference to him. He dresses the fucking way you think he's gonna dress.
Yeah, he literally just goes through a list of
whatever you think you're gonna do, he's gonna do just that alone. And it's like, that guy has to go.
Absolutely.
That's a terrible thing. You're fucking up the fun of comedy.
Have you ever found yourself in a position where you go, fuck me, am I becoming that? Because I have. That's why I had to think about, what material it was important to me.
Yeah.
And going like cutting some of the sex stuff out.
Oh, but that's
changing
like
it to
a
be
self
focused
thing
on
now.
Yeah, I had to self-moderate myself. Have you ever had that point in your comedy where you've gone?
There's been points where I'm like, I have to be able to write a joke about this topic. So I would try
setting yourself challenges.
Yeah. I would do that where I'm like, I don't have anything about politics. Let me see if I can drum up something. I don't have anything about just some mundane joke that every crowd can hit. Let me see if I could drum up something. Or like just see with what within my experiences that I can still be honest about that has to do with this situation. But that's about it.
Do you think is possible to be a brilliant comic, like really good at writing jokes, but the joke is so selectively for a niche audience that you effectively you're becoming a bad comic because you aren't taking an audience into consideration at all.
Yeah, you already answered.
Yeah, but then they could be just like the best at doing that kind of comedy. Sometimes I think about material and I think about shit that I want to do that's super fucking weird and off the wall. I quite like being weird on stage, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't that's more unique.
Yeah.
I'm saying uniqueness is good. It's when you're doing baseline shit.
Yeah,
and you're not even trying to find another angle.
Yeah.
You're not trying to find like, let me see if I could do this thing and that works. That just constantly trying some shit, that's dope.
Yeah.
Like anytime you're doing that, that's fire. But to just be like, I'm gonna have, this is what the industry is saying, this is what people think, I'm gonna just do exactly that.
Yeah.
I'm not challenging any fucking ideas. I'm not gonna say something you're gonna disagree with.
I think there's a lot of that kind of comedy.
That shit is insane.
There's a lot of that kind of comedy though.
Because you have
just
to lie.
Like identikit. Fucking let me just do what I think is going to be popular right now for for social media, for social climate, for networks, for virtue signaling, whatever, And that's why I do like comics of all types who have a very strong identifiable voice, even if I don't necessarily like the voice.
Yeah.
I like I think there's people making really good satirical comedy right now, but it's all online. It's all on digital platforms. It's not on or it's on social media platforms. It's not really on networks at all.
But that would be
like
more
YouTube,
the network responsibility, though. That's them not greenlighting the right things.
Absolutely, but it's frustrating because actually I think that stuff of all types deserves a platform.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes us more interesting viewers and more well-rounded people is by seeing different, like there's a show, what's it called? The Black Girls Sketch Show.
Okay, yeah.
And one of my girl's friends is in the show, right? She's one of the writers and performers in it. And we watched, it's something that I would never normally watch. I wouldn't go like, I want to watch a show with 5 black girls, written by 5 black girls, very much for a black girl audience, or predominantly people of color audience.
Yeah.
I think it's for everyone, but it was, the humor is very much relatable, more so.
The more you are with the person.
So I would never normally pick that shit up. Makes sense. My girl was like, "Oh, let's watch this thing." I was like, "Yeah, I'm down."
Okay.
And I watched it, and it's fucking funny, really fucking funny, and it's nice because I'm seeing a completely different perspective of the world and viewpoint of the world, and I forget that. But in the same way that I'm a liberal Democrat, ostensibly, you know, I'm left of centre, and very much. Although I'm becoming more and more
center,
almost, even more and more, libertarian almost. Like I think big governance is fucking everything up.
Okay.
But I want to see comedy. I want to see like Shane Gillis.
Yeah,
I want to see him.
That's the thing.
Getting his job because
everybody,
I'm like,
that voice exists.
We need to see a different voice. Yeah.
Like people always try to act like these aren't real human beings.
Yeah.
That have multiple people who feel the same way that guy would feel about whatever situation. Any guy.
Yeah.
Be yourself, and that person should be allowed to speak and have a voice and rock. Only if they're being true to the fucking thing, though.
Sure.
Like a person grinding, really trying to be funny.
I think anyone who's peddling abject hatred of people, I got no time for that either. I mean, I think if you're a fucking neo-Nazi,
no,
you're a moron.
Yeah.
You're a fucking moron.
Of course.
And like so. I mean, that's where you have to go, well, where does freedom of speech, can we limit or put a cap on that freedom of speech?
But see, now that type of thing
because he can just go, this is what I believe. I believe the world would be a better place with just the white race on it and blah, blah, blah. And you can go like, well, that's horrendously fucked up racist shit to say. But then, if that's what he believes, like, it's his end goal only revolves around eradication of people and genocide, mass genocide. So I can't get behind that freedom of speech.
You can't get behind that freedom of speech, true, but
then I'm a hypocrite because I want free speech.
Because there's
I mean?
context.
Okay,
that's it. I'm speaking within the regard of art. The people who are doing comedy, the people who are pursuing this thing.
Okay, yeah.
I'm speaking about that. When you speak about the situation,
we're not talking about fucking Steve Smith on Instagram.
Yeah, Shane Gillis is not in the same sentence as Nazi.
Yeah.
Shane Gillis is a comic.
I'm sure on plenty of blogs he is, though.
Yeah, but that's a person who's not doing any thinking. You gotta have some time. Take some fucking time to think and understand what are you about to say about a person because you read a tweet or you seen a video.
Absolutely.
Or some. Fucking use your brain. You know what I'm saying? If we're speaking about like this, even with things like Me Too shit, I'm talking. If I'm defending somebody's action, it's about the guys who understand that there's a fucking line you don't cross. You know what I mean? And these are people who are agreeing upon society's rules and saying, I want to participate and play correctly within the rules. But some people were like, what's something really stupid? There's a situation with the kid in the backpack in that store, and the woman, she thought she got her ass grabbed, but it was the backpack brush
bumped against some girl's arse.
Yeah, right?
Woman's
So
arse,
like,
she flipped out, yeah.
She was like, this kid is like damn near called him a rapist.
Yeah. I
and
saw
it's
that.
like,
that was fucked up.
Lady, there's a scale, bro.
But she's unhinged. She's fucking mental.
That's what I'm saying. The people who are able to do that.
Probably a racist as well.
Yeah.
She absolutely probably just turned around, saw a young black man, and immediately is like,
gotta be a rapist.
Gotta be a rapist, yeah. But that's her, that's her like conditioned racism.
I'm speaking about
those people
things,
fucking, but
I exclude idiots. Like, I don't even
realize
count
that
them.
those people would just go, I'm a person, I have the same freedom of speech and rights that everyone else does. And you're like, yeah. So that's where I kind of go, well, how do we limit that?
By having more smart people to understand.
Yeah,
you can let an idiot talk.
Sense,
yeah. them speaking.
We're all here. We're all living together. It's happening.
Yeah.
Move on. Right. Let's get on to the next issue. Do you know
It's
what I
like,
mean? Like
people understand how to treat crazy people who look like obviously crazy.
Sure. Covered in their own shit. And
You see them in New York. You see them in every city, right? You walk right past them. They're yelling craziness all day.
I stop and say hello
You
sometimes.
shake their hands
Give 'em a
sometimes.
little kiss
See
on
what they're
the
talking
cheek.
about. You know,
Kiss
might
on the
rub them.
cheek.
You know, rub their back a little bit.
Give them a soft back rub.
You know, a little hair caressing.
Down. Yeah, exactly.
Rub the eyebrows.
No, just nuzzle into them.
You know, just give them a little snuggle.
Just give them a little snuggle, like a fetus in the
Like,
womb.
just
Just
rub their
up in a little
belly.
ball. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But yes.
I'm glad
But
you ran with that. That was
You
good.
know how to treat those types of people. So that means
Good
you understand.
strong backhand as you walk past. Out of my way, sir.
Fucking move, bitch.
There you go.
All of those things. People understand how to treat them, those types of idiots. Do the same thing if you hear a person not physically present themselves as psycho, but say some really dumb shit.
Wait, hang on though.
You get kicked
Wait,
out.
did you just call them idiots? They're not idiots. They're mentally ill.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh wow, mental illness is such a thing. Is this just? Were you just like raised with that kind of sense that mental illness is a bit of a? Ugh.
No. Mental illness is a real thing, but a person.
But someone on the streets, normally in that situation, they're normally fucked.
So if with that
fucked
now,
up.
if somebody, because I'm speaking again. Whenever I bring up, that's exactly the lane I'm speaking about.
All right.
When people are just yelling out craziness.
Yeah, but they're very damaged. They got some sort of PTSD.
Yes, but
and
now you're speaking about people with an injury to their brain. You know what I mean? Like a
I'm talking about
chemical
people-
imbalance.
Yeah,
or
or like
something.
it's drug addicts and
Right?
and
Now-
fucking
Now, a
psychotics.
person who's participating in society, they're at the job, and they say some wild shit.
Yeah.
Oh, now you can just drum up the fact that, oh wait, I have blah
I see
blah blah.
I see what you're saying.
No,
Yeah.
you're agreeing to participate in the society.
Oh yeah, so you're
So
saying
you
it's
know-
used as an excuse.
Exactly.
By a lot of
The
people.
dude who's like going through the train
Well,
dressed
that's
as a
well, no,
normal
the
guy,
easiest-
touching all the asses.
The
It's like,
easiest
no, bro,
example
you
of
know
that-
you wrong.
The easiest example of that is the way that the press media likes to excuse white mass shooters, and it's normally using
Mental illness.
Yeah.
Now a black kid
Whereas
fucking
black kids don't shoot
walk
up
past the
schools.
gun. This motherfucker's a super predator. You know,
Yeah.
it's the same
Well,
thing.
that's glaringly obvious. That shit. Very depressing. Sorry about that.
I'm not
Not my
depressed.
fault, but definitely sorry about it. That sucks dick.
Don't tell me sorry. I'll take no responsibility for
found,
people's
like-
dumbass racism.
Sometimes, and I think maybe it's tied to religion. I know certainly within the black community in America, there's a real stigma surrounding mental illness. And I think a lot of it is tied to theology. Like the idea is that like Jesus can heal you of certain things, and if your child if they're touched in the head a little bit, they're not fucking, they can't just go,
No,
they have
it's not
crippling depression and
It's not that.
anxiety.
Because
But you know what I'm saying? There is
I know exactly
definitely
what
a
you mean,
stigma. Certainly, I've
but
noticed that within the black community in
it's
America.
I would think the root of the stigma comes from something else other
What's
than
that from?
you just don't know. Because if you go to if you start looking at black Americans, but black Americans that have a different upbringing, the more knowledge that black American has, they have a different outlook on mental illness. The less they'll have a different outlook.
Globally, we're having a different outlook.
But that's
than we
the
did
thing,
5
though.
years
So if
ago.
you go to any place and you speak to a white person who has very little education about stuff, understanding about things, their point of view is going to come from whatever the fuck. Because you have this is the thing with
But I know
humans.
there's plenty of dumb fucking white people.
No, I'm saying this is across the
uneducated white people
board.
that are still like, yeah, I got depression and I got this and I got that and that's why I get this from the States.
That's a cop out, though.
Yeah, but still, like, whereas I'm going like, it's not really acceptable to have severe mental health issues.
And you would say that.
And as a gross generalization, I'm making a gross generalization. But I experienced it when my girl and I were talking about it today, about someone and them having some serious issues, and their family are just completely sweeping it under the carpet and very much going, oh, well, it's all right, she just needs to go to the church more and blah, 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 blah. And it's not, she said that's not uncommon in
And
the
you
black
don't think
community in America.
that could just be boiled down to the people that's going through it.
Yeah.
They don't know another way of dealing with it, or they may not know what is actually
Absolutely.
happening.
There's got to be a reason.
And
for
if there's
it,
no,
yeah.
and even to get a
I'm
diagnosis,
I'm not telling. I'm more asking
No,
why that might exist.
Of course
Because
it-
you're a
even
man
to
of
get
color in this country.
even to get a diagnosis for something, the fact that a person is diagnosed means they have the opportunity or the money or anything to go to a doctor.
Sure.
That was a good doctor and did it and was able to tell you what is
so
wrong.
So economic standing
that will
doesn't
fuck
allow...
a lot of things up.
Yeah,
so
true.
if you don't have a doctor to go to, this is the thing I was saying about humans. There's if something comes up, right, for everybody, it's a human condition. So the condition for the need for clothing will come up. But within every social class, the expression for that need is different.
Yeah.
So a really poor person's need for clothing is a hand-me-down. Whatever clothes we got, we wear. A person who's middle class, my need for clothing would be, I'll go to Macy's sales section. Wow. You see what I'm saying? The more rich you get, Kim Kardashian's need for clothing is, somebody fly to Italy and get me a person who designs everything to make something.
Hate her.
You see what I'm saying? So like,
hate that.
It's all it is just the economic standard, which will change. Or
so you're saying because the black community in America is generally have been
there's not a lot of wealth
in more poverty and lower economic standing that they
on
don't
purpose
have
done by the American. Yeah, so it's
that
like
they don't have the opportunity to receive the care to properly diagnose mental illness.
Like sometimes I joke about.
You don't think it's still a stigma because of its relation to theology? Because you're a religious man, right? Or you at least you believe in God.
I believe in God.
Yeah. Have you ever? Are you a fan of sci-fi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever read any Isaac Asimov?
No.
I'm gonna talk about this very briefly because I want to tell the listeners. Really, I want them to listen to it. There's an audiobook of Isaac Asimov, one of his short stories, and it's called The Last Question, and you can find it on YouTube. There's a great rendition on there, audiobook version, but it's 28 minutes long, so it's a good fucking I'm traveling somewhere, whatever.
Dope.
You got to listen to it. It's such a wonderful take on what theology could be, and existence, and God, and creation. And also science fiction, and also the human desire for immortality, the idea of us constantly trying to extend and prolong our lives.
Yeah.
You got to listen to it. I'd be really interested to see what a man who believes in God thinks of that, because I don't think they're necessarily mutually exclusive. It's a wonderful way where science fiction and theology actually overlap and cross. Yeah. I'm so interested in that right now, because... trying to find a higher power as part of the AA program. Okay. And it's quite interesting going, well, I don't believe in a God per se, like a man who created the earth in, over 7 days. I don't think it happened like that. I can't disprove the existence of a God. Mm-hmm. So there's absolutely as much chance as there isn't that there was a God who created the Big Bang, that created the start of the universe that is now ever expanding and galaxies infinitely expanding. That could absolutely be created by a God. I can't disprove that, so it's as good a theory as any other. Yeah. So I don't discredit the idea of belief in a God or a greater being, because I absolutely think there are greater beings in this universe, this endless galaxies, What I do think, though, is that it's not a dude chilling on a fucking cloud that was like, hey, Adam, give me a rib and I make you a bitch. You know what I mean? There's a burning bush. I don't think any of that shit happened. Yeah. I think people took a lot of fucking trippy drugs over the course of history. I think they chewed on a lot of plants or smoked a lot of plants that made them see some weird fucking shit. Possible. I reckon big governance came out and people realized they could control each other if they said they had direct convening with this greater power. Yeah. And I think that's what organized religion is. And then that leads boom, 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 boom to the state we're in now, with governance mixed up with theology, with a lot of people believe in outdated concepts from thousands of years ago, right? Even if they're damaging to people in the modern era.
Bring it back around, and you give poor black people Christianity.
If you give them a fish, they'll feed themselves for a day. But if you give them a net, they can feed themselves for the rest of their lives.
What in the fuck?
Have you not seen that advert?
No.
You went, if you give poor black people, and I went, a fish. Because there's an advert which is about a charity. Fish? And it's literally like, if you give a man a fish, he'll feed himself for a day. But if you give him a net, he'll feed himself for the rest of his life.
And the net for black people would be a fair shot at the economy.
I mean, like giving them a chance. The idea is like rather than giving them a little. This is why. Look, who said it? Who said that? Why does every J. Cole? Why does every rich, and he used a different word that I won't use, but why does every rich, let's say, black person have to be famous? Like, and that's such an interesting concept that I think applies to this. Like, that's like the fish. for the black community. Hey, look, Kanye, he's rich, isn't he? And he's super famous.
Yeah, Obama.
And like those things can't. Yeah, NBA stars, you know, blah 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 blah. But how many black businessmen and women, entrepreneurs, who are not remotely on TV, are
it's the Chris Rock joke
in the media at all?
Doing a Chris Rock joke.
Is that a Chris Rock joke?
Where he's saying, I live in this really amazing house. I'm going to just say what the joke is. I'm not going to butcher the man's joke.
Sure.
So he lives in this amazing fucking house. His neighbor is a multi-million-dollar recording artist, platinum, triple-double platinum, right? Super successful. He's the funniest fucking man on the planet. The next neighbor is a crazy basketball legend, NBA great.
Sure.
And then after that is just this white dentist. Not the illest dentist ever.
Yeah.
Just some motherfucker that know about your 32 gaps. That's it.
Yeah.
Just some dentist.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that is the real problem. Is the fact that a black person has to be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Immaculate.
No, but that's
I
why,
don't have a police record.
You guys
and I better not fucking get one.
That's why you guys like are so frustratingly good at so many things when it comes to entertainment though. All of my girls' friends, all of them, they're all singers first of all.
We have to be multi-talented.
But they're also dancers and actors and comedians and all of them have like
mediocrity is not that much afforded.
Which is why I relate
community.
so well to black people because I too am an incredibly talented, multifaceted man. Yeah, I too have got that big dick energy. Look, you just took my camera out. You laughed so hard, you fucking knocked my camera out. Oh, bro!
Fuck.
Live it. No, wait, you had it perfect, then you fucked it. No, tilt your way.
Oh,
down
shit.
a bit. Down a Oh, what the fuck? Andre,
Are we back?
D Thompson. Yeah, that'll do. Don't fuck with it anymore. We're all good. Look at that. Look what you've done now. That's all right. That works. So, yeah, they were all so fucking incredibly multi-talented. And I was like, well, they have to be. Now, and that's why now it's such a frustratingly hard time for white straight dudes in the entertainment industry. I know that sucks to even say that sentence out loud. But it really does because you're going, well, first of all, everything that I ever auditioned for now immediately gets resubmitted for diverse bookings only or diverse casting only, which means I wish they just say we're looking for actors of color. They just say that. Just say straight up. Be honest with it. And I also understand that it's been so far swung one way for so long that now to experience the other thing, it always has to go the opposite way before it can kind of level out where everyone's kind of being treated equally.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But I'm not going to lie, it's also frustrating because it's hard to make a living in that world right now. You
True.
And whereas I know like my buddies, we were talking about them earlier, but like Matt Richards and Derek Gaines are just going, motherfucker, now I am flying. I'm like auditioning for everything and it's amazing.
Now think
and
about
fair play, like they're very talented.
Now think about history, the whole thing of like the minstrel show shit.
What's
right?
that? What was it?
Basically like white dudes in blackface was...
Oh, the minstrel show.
Yeah, that's how they would make the show.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of casting...
Laurence Olivier played
a black... You don't think there's always been black actors?
Othello, didn't he? Did he play Othello? Laurence Olivier?
I don't fucking know the names of these motherfuckers, man. But you get the point.
Yeah.
They could have done... You had white dudes playing Asian people, had white dudes with dreads and some black fit. And this is all the way up into Seagal movies.
I know, isn't it? I mean,
Steven Seagal movies.
Amazing.
Right? So
just proving once again how versatile the white actor is.
To be a jackass is what the situation is.
Dude, we were so good at playing Asian. Even Asian people didn't know it wasn't really Asian actors. They couldn't tell. Dude, I love that happened. That's quite funny. It's horrendous, but it's quite funny though.
And then now they're like, but
at some point, some people were like, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, who's gonna play Chow Yun Fat? Oh, it's gonna be Steve.
Just regular old Steve.
Steve's gonna play him. How are we gonna? Well, we'd put
give him some
tape.
teeth.
We'll put a little tape.
Yeah, change his eyes up. You know how they're supposed to look.
Yeah,
and then that would be the dude.
Has everyone got a pointy hat?
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Has everyone got a pointy hat? What in Breakfast at Tiffany's?
That there's a character in Breakfast at Tiffany's which is like
really over.
That's not even a person.
Wow.
But then sometimes that is a person.
Was there ever a period, because like Nollywood is one of the, I mean, it's definitely in the top 3. I think Bollywood might be in front of it. I think actually it's Bollywood first, then Hollywood, then Nollywood for annual sales figures. But
they
it's
just have more people.
I wonder if have they ever presented a white man in in any of the movies in Nollywood, for instance? And if they did, would that involve black actors putting on whiteface?
Whiteface?
Yeah.
I actually don't know because I don't watch Bollywood or Nollywood, anything.
I used to live with the brother of the guy who's like the godfather of Nollywood movies.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Tayo Ogedan, his name was. And his brother was called Tade Ogedan. And he's like one of the big Nollywood directors and producers. And, yeah, he was a what's it called he had a diplomatic. He was a diplomat's a kid. So his parents were still diplomats, and he was in his 50s or 40, late 40s. And we used to go out and get fucked up. Once he got pulled over with like loads of coke on him and hammered. We were shit faced, and he had a load of coke on him. And he got pulled over by the police, and obviously carted off in the police car. And I was like, all right, I'll get your car back. So I had to get his car towed back to his place. And then he came home like an hour later, and I was like, how the fuck did you get out of jail tonight? In London. Okay. And he was like, oh, Leach, because my parents are diplomats. I got diplomatic immunity, you know? Come on, Leach. That's what he used to call me. Leach. Anyway, that was fucking insane.
That's wild.
Insane. Anyway, but yeah, I wonder if they ever... Anyway, this has been a very meandering thought. I'm sorry. I was just, when you started talking about actors in blackface, I just wondered what it would look like the other way.
The other way. I mean, there's been... there's definitely been black actors in some form of whiteface. Dave Chappelle has a white face.
White Chicks. What was that movie?
White Chicks. Snoop Dogg did a costume, I think, once.
My girl did Pennywise the Clown the other night.
But now, also, let's be all the way honest.
You missed.
Is there a history?
That was a pretty good joke, actually. I felt like that was
what?
Pretty good. I said my girlfriend did Pennywise the Clown the other night.
Oh, yeah.
That's whiteface as well.
That is whiteface. Pennywise.
It's clown. Yeah, sorry.
That's a white face. That's
it was a pretty good joke, actually, Andre. How fucking dare you? That was pretty quick. It was off the cuff. It was pretty good. It was pretty solid. You can play it down, or you could have been a bit more sport and be like, actually, that was all right.
I was going with it.
Get fucked. Carry on. Tell me your story. Go on.
I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me your story. No, we were talking about whiteface. You said there has been police.
Oh, yeah, you're not actually bothered by that shit. And
I don't give a fuck.
History.
I think it look hilarious.
There's no history of whiteface fucking over white people.
Yeah.
Nobody ever was supposed to cast you, your poor struggling ass, and we was like, nah, let Darnell do it. Yeah. That didn't happen.
I know.
But that happened the other way around.
I know.
It's just, I don't really give a fuck to hear about, well, what if it didn't, nigga, shut up.
Yeah, that's true. No, you're right. It's an interesting time. I think that's why I say, because I'm very conflicted, because as a white actor, it's very frustrating to be overlooked for jobs, even if I might be the best person for the role, because I'm not the right skin color. That feels very frustrating. But then from the other point of it, as a member of society, I'm also like appalled that has happened to men of color for so long.
Yeah.
So I'm very conflicted. I'm like, well, fucking go equality, but also, can we make it equality like proper?
But that's the thing too. Like, that's also Hollywood. That's not necessarily.
You're right. No.
The people, because black people don't want every character ever now to all be black now.
No, fuck no.
Wait, make a movie.
Who talked about that? You
know what I mean? Recently? Like, create something.
Who said they were interested in watching? They don't want to just watch black movies only made by black directors starring black actors, because they said, I want to see a white person's view of things. I want to see white people and how they behave. It depends on the story, though. In some things, yeah.
That is only depending on the story.
No, this was a black industry.
I can still disagree with them. That's depending on the story. If the story
I was just giving you context of who it wasn't some random. This was like someone in the industry going, yeah, in the same way that I don't, as a black man, have any interest in only watching black shows.
Yeah, not
I'm
only.
the same. Like, I'm definitely, I think, pretty varied in what I watch these days. You know,
mm-hmm.
Whether it's comedy, I've watched comedy of all different racial groups.
Yeah,
and enjoyed it.
A good movie is a good movie.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. Like,
there's a lot of shit movies being made. I'm talking about TV, because movies, I think they're all fucking remakes now. Everything's a remake.
There's a lot of remakes.
Everything's a remake or a re-fucking boot or the sequel, another sequel to something that's already. There's no new concepts. Like, write some new fucking movies, Hollywood. Write some new movies.
They exist, I'm sure. You just got to get them through.
Really?
I'm sure.
Maybe Sundance Film Festival, you get a few each year, but realistically, look at all the big Hollywood blockbusters. It's either a superhero franchise movie, or it's a remake, or a fucking reboot, or a live action remake, or a sequel. You know?
That is true. There's a lot of remakes, a lot of reboots, but those are like guaranteed money. I think that's how the studios look at it.
That's it.
Or they look like, hey, people already like this. Let's make another one.
Well, also, I think it's an extension of social media. Because social media has done some terrible shit to the world.
Yeah.
It's done some great things, don't get me wrong. The connection is amazing. But it's also done some terrible shit to the world. And one of those things is we get used to, it feeds you more and more of the same content.
Yeah.
So people now, and this applies to stand-up as well, people have very short attention spans because they're used to getting quick doses of whatever it is.
That's true.
6 to 15 seconds. At most a minute. That's like
Yeah.
an insane amount of time to watch a clip on Instagram or on YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's 6 to 15 seconds normally. And then they want to get 50 of those videos again. They want to click on it and go, oh, that's a funny thing from Aussie Man Reviews. And then they click on it and then they just watch the next one by him and the next one by him. And then it's an hour later and they've watched an hour of his content. And then they get out of it because they're bored of it.
Or they decide to like finally invest in the full time of his content. If that guy would have, more content that's longer.
Some of them do, thank God. Some people still go, oh, you know what? I really enjoyed those clips. I'm going to find live tickets and I'm going to take my girlfriend to a show or I'm going to take my boyfriend to a show.
Because real good stuff is still going to exist, man. It's not going to go away. If it's real quality, it's going to be
I'm working real hard to get rid of it all. But it's taking time.
It's taking
It's taking time.
You got to recruit more people.
I need to recruit more people. Wow, we really got into it today. We talked about some interesting shit.
Yeah.
Quite like it. What's the next stage for you? You do this NBC audition, I guess, and as soon as that goes really well, and then you're passed through, is that it? Then what's the deal? Do they say now you're NBC talent and we start putting you in some stuff?
I don't know. I'm just fucking hyped to be in it.
Have you got abs?
Yeah, I do.
Fuck yeah,
I do.
Make sure you get those out in the audition. At some point, you should scratch your side and just pull your shirt up so they can see. There it is. Look at the fucking arm.
All right.
Bro, I got some little arms.
Oh, good.
I've got long fucking muscles. I
tall people.
The old now
muscle
we work
assumptions.
out.
No, it's the actual thing. Like the length.
Oh, we have longer muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, longer. Yeah.
But you should definitely get those out, man, because I think that's another selling point. Now I'm fed up of comics who assume that we were talking about this as well, so I know you're on board with this.
Yeah.
But the idea that to be funny, you have to look like life has shit on you at every point.
That's true.
Now,
you
don't
have
get me
to
wrong.
look bad.
I understand there's an instantaneous response to looking at someone who is very heavy set or has, an interesting arrangement of features or, whatever, clearly has something that's like, all right, well, aesthetically, you already view me as someone who's got a funny story to tell.
Yeah.
Whereas when someone like you walks out, 6'1", fucking muscular, good-looking lad, you know what I mean, or 6'4", fucking white, everything seems to be going well for me. I'm straight. I'm white.
I like
I'm
how
male.
you put white in there.
Absolutely,
White shit going nice.
dude. Do you think
that's funny? Yeah.
You're even going to pretend like there isn't a
truth.
difference? The fact me and you walking on stage,
Yeah.
you at least get to talk about certain stuff just by your skin color. For me,
That's
they're
a
literally like everything. This guy won the jackpot.
Yeah.
White, straight, male. And he's fucking tall and pretty good looking. Mm-hmm.
That does go against.
And of course, I always walk out on stage with two women dancing sexy next to me and another guy carrying a big briefcase of money.
And you just have him.
And he just like flans that into the audience. Yeah, and I walk on stage and I'm like, that's my life. And then the women walk off stage and the man with the money goes off stage.
They all applaud.
And then another woman comes out and she puts this gold and ruby encrusted jacket onto my shoulders.
As she should.
Then she backflips off the stage just because she can.
Easily.
And then I start my set. It's very hard once you've set that precedent for people to ever view you as having something.
Especially when the rest of it is just about like your mundane life.
Yeah.
Can't follow no Whole Foods jokes after that shit.
Nah, exactly.
But you pigeonhole yourself.
But I'm an immigrant.
True,
I just got to push the immigrant button.
Yeah, but then you're a white immigrant from UK. You're not experiencing.
Are you saying my? Are you immigrant shaming me right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I'm saying your immigrant status is weak.
Wow, we're in cages on the border, bro. Right now, my people, immigrants.
Just a bunch of white dudes with British accents.
I didn't say that. I just said my people, my immigrant people.
You're immigrant people.
I'm an immigrant.
You are an immigrant.
We're all one. Immigrants. We're all facing the same problems in this thing.
Nah,
you wouldn't understand it. You're an American citizen. You don't have the same.
The same struggles and stripes.
With your privilege,
My privilege.
Andre,
that is true. But I did see my mom go through, and my mother, and my mother, my father, everybody.
I'm only joking. This is a comedy podcast, mate. Come on.
Nah, it's true.
You got too serious there. Of course, I still have the privilege. I get to walk around. I get to walk around a Costco, and no one follows me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If you walk around a store,
but
if
I'm
you
just
walk around a
saying,
CVS pharmacy, would you get followed? Would you get followed?
I get followed every fucking where.
Really?
Oh, dollar store. It's like, fam.
What? Nah, come on, not dollar store.
Oh, every fucking where.
To be fair, I'd follow everyone around a dollar store if I was a security guard. Because if you're in a dollar store, you probably haven't got a lot of money. So you're
I just
more
need something that's
shit,
worth
right?
a fucking dollar.
Yeah, there you go.
That could be also another angle. What if I just need a little quick notebook?
Nah, but
that should be $1.
If you're earning CVS money, you shouldn't follow anyone around a store at CVS.
They still do.
I know.
Motherfuckers.
Well, that's that's because you're black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Blew your mind just now.
No, I know the reason. I'm aware of it. What's the best bit about being black in America? Is there anything?
What is the best bit?
Yeah. What's the best? What's the best thing to being a black man in America?
What is the best thing?
Or are you conditioned to only have negatives when it comes to thinking about?
What is your question?
My question is,
because you asked
in the black
bunch
community,
of different things.
No. There's only one thing.
Okay.
Which is like, I think it's in this country especially because of the various thousands of years of institutionalized traps to keep black people in this country very much in a down and out position, right?
Yeah.
Because of those traps, you're conditioned to only think about what are the hardest and worst parts of being a black man in America.
That could be.
You go, okay, well, I have to be incredibly careful around the fucking police because they're pretty prone to shooting some of us in the back of the fucking head unarmed. I get followed around stores by security guards because of the color of my skin. Blah 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 blah. You can line out all the worst things. That's always the focus. Whereas I like seeing my black friends in celebration of their culture, right? Or of their skin color.
That's not a new thing.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking. But it's very rare that you get
being
to
black
hear,
is dope, and we know it.
and
like,
this is what I'm asking.
Take no.
Right, here we go. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Is I'm saying, what's the best thing about being like? What's
All
the
of
best
it.
thing? All of it.
All of it. We lit. We sound better. We look
lit.
better. We age better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like our culture's dope. We
Is
make
there
everything good.
Now here we go. Is there like a
food is better?
What's the hierarchy of best elements of those things? Because I like hearing it. It's nice.
I mean, you got the wrong one because I'm cocky about my goddamn self. So
No, but I mean, is it
I
all
like
right,
me? I think
what
black
about
people
great,
fire.
Great
They
fucking.
dope.
Is it like for instance, you're saying like aging better? Would that be near the top? Or would it be? Would it be?
Longevity,
better food, better flavors in the foods within the culture?
Okay, so if you want me to rank all of the illest shit about it,
best bits?
It would have to be the longevity thing. Looking good for a long time and feeling
now that's
good
because
for a long
of
time.
careful skincare though.
Possibly
Which you have to do
skincare,
because you're more
or
prone to burning
God
and
just
ashy
like us
skin.
better.
You have to moisturize a lot, right?
Actually, you guys get ashy worse.
Yeah, but you moisturize more, so that's why your skin is kept in better condition.
Visual.
My girl puts a lather of coconut oil every morning and every night.
Yeah, because you can see the ash on us when it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that you guys, you can't see it as well.
Oh, I'm probably ashy as fuck.
Probably ashy right now. That's why you're always itching.
Oh, my elbow's right.
White people be fucking... you niggas be doing this shit all goddamn day.
No, that's
Put some lotion on, nigga.
That's the mental illness.
Everybody, hey, what's up, buddy?
After.
Always doing this shit.
Yeah, that's because of all the fucking pent up mental illness from all the genocide and fucking that wears on a person.
Man,
so yeah, it starts to come
easy.
out in fucking weird physical tics because they're carrying around all that guilt and shame.
How does white guilt feel? Do you have any? And don't feel like you're exempt because you're from the UK. I know what you fuckers do too.
Do I have any white guilt? I don't have white guilt. No, I don't. I'm not guilty for being white. I don't hate my race. I don't think that there's not a wonderful large majority contingent of white people in the world.
Yeah.
And I think I'm very proud of all of my heritage. I also don't see myself as just white per se. I am.
Which is what I've learned.
No, I am. But
yeah.
I'm Macedonian and I'm Greek Macedonian. Sorry, Illyrian by birth. And I did my 23andMe. Technically, where it puts me in the world is Albania. So I'm basically half Middle Eastern now, almost. You know, but or Eastern European, Middle Eastern. You know, so I see myself as that. But I'm definitely white on paper and in skin color.
Yeah.
But I don't feel guilty about that.
What is the plight of the white man?
Do I feel incredibly deeply embarrassed that people who may have been in my evolutionary fucking genetic line owned slaves and did terrible shit to people around the world? Yeah, of course I do. I don't feel good about that. But that wasn't me.
That's nothing to do with you.
I'm born innocent and devoid of sin. So, you know, I don't even have original sin because I'm not a Catholic. You know, so I'm like,
you sin too.
Yeah, I got no sins.
No sins.
But so I don't feel bad about being white. But then also I know I'm an advocate for equality and being treated equally. That's why I pose questions and ask things. You know, I mean, it's very telling that I'm very much in love with a Jamaican Puerto Rican girl, because I think I understand women of color in this country more than I do white women. If I'm honest, I have more to relate to them on.
Okay.
Which
like what?
I think being an immigrant in this country, I had a working class upbringing.
Okay.
You know, and then my parents entered into that working middle class, and we had a holiday every year. You know, and we did things like that, and a holiday out of the country. You know, go to France or Spain or something, and I went to a good school because I got a scholarship, so we got lots of the fees. We didn't have to pay most of the school fees because you know I got like a scholarship there. So even though I had a nice upbringing, I was attuned to the working class attitude in life, which in this country, women of color are generally more akin to because they generally come from places of more poverty than white women. What other things? The way that people cook. Romanian people are very much about lots of people around a table and big pots of food and stuff bubbling away and lots of spices and smells. That's not a very white English thing. That's definitely more of a Romanian thing, which again, so that's why all my Jamaican friends growing up, you know, I felt very at home in their homes because people shouting over the top of each other in fucking different languages and stuff. Yeah, I'm from London. I'm from London.
Yeah.
But that's the same in Romania, and they're not really arguing. They're just having a debate, or we just say it's an animated debate. You know, so it's just a way for covering up arguing.
That's the truth. Yeah.
That's more akin to a Latin or a black household than it is a white one in this country.
That's fair.
What other reasons? I got big dick energy. No, I do. I'm not even joking.
What girl on Twitter told you this?
No girl on Twitter. I know what I got. Actually, you want to know who told me? You know, want to tell?
I got scared by that sentence.
No, you want to know?
You know who?
Of course, you want to tell me. You know who told me first in this country that? Derek Gaines. He was like, "Yeah, but you got big dick energy." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." It's that big peacocking thing. I'm 6'4" and I'm very fucking proud of what hangs between my legs. So there's that, and that's not an inherently white trait. I don't think. Not in this country. What else? I like dancing. I like singing. I'm musically inclined. There's a lot of things that are very small on the surface.
Yeah.
I'm not remotely unaware that I'm a white man. Like, I know I'm a white man, and I'm very proud of being a white man. There's nothing. I'm not ashamed or proud in a way that's weird. I'm very balanced. This is who I am, and I'm very happy with it.
So when you feel that way and have to deal with the straight white male thing,
shit, yeah, it's very frustrating.
Then how does that make you feel?
Like shit sometimes.
Really?
It makes me feel a bit shitty, yeah. Because I go like, well, I absolutely understand issues with the aesthetic group that I fall within, but I also think that by generalizing so much as to blame certain things, it's very specifically on the whole. Yeah, I think that's a form of racism. It's just as bad as people going, all black people are fucking thieves and drug addicts.
Do you think it may be this angle of just like it's just a human thing where you're like, don't make me responsible for someone else's thing? Is it the same reason why you go the one apple?
That's a very good question.
Bunch?
That's a very good question.
Because so you're like, I understand what white people did, but I'm Jeff. Don't treat Jeff white. It's a
good question, and I still would like to think that the majority of white people, certainly in the world, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about maybe just in America too, are good people, are not people that want now to see.
I would agree that most people
hope.
in the world are. I think they're more
in a
good
way that I
people
think there's
than there are bad people.
more men who are nice and treat women with respect than there are fucking weird, creepy rapists and perverts who grab people.
I'm starting to get conflicted because
Ah.
I'm starting to hear these stories. You know what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, a girl ever tells you a thing and you like, he did what? No, he didn't. Because you're like, that's not even an option in my brain for it to be a choice. So when somebody...
I've seen stories, though, from all sides of camp, like women making false claims.
Oh, yeah, that as well,
Men who deny doing anything, actually having done something.
That's real shit.
So at this point now, I think it really has to be taken on a case-by-case.
Yeah.
And so I'm no longer black and white on that. I'm very much shades of grey and let's see what's going on there.
I agree with that.
But I still hope, and I've had female friends corroborate or agree that there's still the majority of men are decent, and have general fucking ability to restrain themselves and not act like fucking scumbags.
Animals. That's true shit.
But then also, yes, you're 100% correct that I have gone through life putting the world up as me as a pretty decent example of men, and I'm realizing that is not the case. And in this country, that's why I have why I get frustrated about the straight white male thing a lot of the time. Actually, is because it's so inherently not who I am, or what my life has been, or what my experience has been, or what my cultural understanding has been, or my relationships with people of different races. It's never been that. And because of that, I just go, come on, most people are as fucking evolved and progressive as I am. Mm. And I'm realizing in this country, that is not the case. And so a lot of what my frustrations have been almost defending what I aesthetically represent, when I'm realizing actually maybe there's a case to say that the majority of what I aesthetically represent aren't good people. And that's sometimes that's a difficult thing to accept. You know, it's a hard pill to swallow.
It's
complicated.
Yeah.
I still, at this stage of my life, I still hope and do think, but with some doubt, that most men and most white people are decent people.
Yeah.
And would not treat someone with disdain, anger, hatred, or because of the color of their skin or the gender they are. But then I don't know. I haven't been to enough of the States.
That is true. There's some wild...
I saw a lot of Confederate flags when I drove from New York to LA, and I didn't think I'd see so many of those up fucking 100-foot flagpoles proudly displayed.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh. And I was in a car with a girl, a mixed race girl, actually. So I was like, all right, okay. I felt very uncomfortable on her behalf as well. You know, very much like that. That must be awful to see that. You know, I see it and I think it's disgusting, but I also know it doesn't instill fear in me. For myself. It instills fear in me for other people that I care about and for anyone who isn't white skinned.
Yeah.
But it definitely I knew she'd have a different response. That's like we were talking about women assaulting men earlier on.
There's some women have some creepy tendencies too. Yeah,
absolutely. And you and I have definitely experienced that a lot. And it's depressing to think that because we're big, tall guys who are confident and cocky and sexual even, you're allowed to be those things and still be respectful of a woman. Yeah. And yet we are absolutely the targets for not nice women and women who will want to fucking rub up on us. And then if you go, what the fuck are you doing? They'll be like,
what,
get over it. Or what are you gay? Yeah, either were you gay.
I've gotten that one, yo.
Yeah?
I'm like, nah, I'm cool. And lose it on me.
I wish I'd had something that
Drop the good F-bomb on your boy.
Women go, oh, fuck off. If you don't do this, then I'll say this or whatever. And you're like, really? Wow.
That's the thing, yo.
That's why the phone is your best friend.
Man, hit that record button.
I've had like 2 women in my life that were fucking nutso.
Like Your Honor,
and I've recorded. Yeah, I've recorded. And then when they've gone, well, you know, I could just leave here and say this. And I've gone, right. And then I've played it back and gone, you need to get the fuck out of my house. It's like, you need to get the fuck out of my house right now.
I'm telling you, that voice memo out here saving people.
And I was telling you about that comedian, very famous comedian, who, you know, sent me some inappropriate shit and was like, you know, unless you want to do this, then I don't want to fucking know you. And like, now, if that was the roles reversed, that would 100% be a Me Too story right now.
Yeah.
But no one gives a fuck when it's.
Because nobody's going. No girl wants to give you some pussy.
No one gives a shit.
You sad?
No one gives a shit. Anyway, but I also do think there's, you know, men are generally more sexually inappropriate than women will ever be. That's
it's just the
100% a
numbers.
fact.
Yeah,
That's a fact. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
And also I feel, and that was what I was going to say, is the major difference in that situation is obviously that when a woman is accosted by a man that she doesn't want to be fucking near, it's physically terrifying, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because the strength, generally, the average guy is going to be, much stronger than that woman, that she will physically fear for herself.
Yeah, like Dante Nero always says this thing, he's like, guys should take into account that when you're going out on a date with a girl, she already has to think there's a chance this guy might do some dangerous shit.
Right.
There's a chance this guy might try to kill me, try to rape me.
Sure.
So, like, understand that she's going through that and adjust your behavior so that you don't do no weird shit. You keep her at ease and she feels safe and everything like that. So, yeah, that's a legit shit that all dudes need to have.
Absolutely.
Need to learn that. Think about
Whereas
that.
when
man.
a girl rubs up on you, comes up behind you and climbs into your lap and goes, come on.
I can just move her.
There you go, exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing. I've had girls like grab my dick when I walked off stage and things like that. Yeah. Drunk, and they just grab a dick, bachelorette pies.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that I could just be like, get your fucking hands off me. You know what I mean? Or just go bounce and get the fuck out of it. You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
But I just go like, it's alright, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah, you shrug it off.
Then I go and cry in a closet. Masturbate
Why
furiously.
won't they respect me?
Why won't they treat me like a Yeah.
I'm smart. I say things.
I say smart things.
Treat
I'm
me
not
like
just
a piece of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem. But nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take pity on you because women try to touch your body.
So we got to take those things into account, and that's the same with me as a white dude. I have to sometimes take that into account and go, well, I hope that the majority of people are good in this situation, but I also have to accept the generalizations that are there for a reason. You know,
life complicated, man. There's all
white
kind
people
of
just
shit
got
happening.
listen, white people, you got to do yourselves a favor, just for like a bit of time. Don't let any of your fucking old crazy wives out of the house so they keep like phoning the police for 10-year-old children, right? Just lock up the fucking crazy old wives for just a couple of years, like 3 years.
Oh, man.
If you call Brenda
Patty,
or Susan or Patty, you're Barbara, you're not allowed out of the house just for like 5 years, right? House arrest.
When you see a white
House
woman
arrest.
do this,
yeah, exactly. Take the phone away. House arrest.
that face of I already dialed.
White sons. If your white son buys a trench coat, immediately search his room. Immediately search his room, okay? Because he's probably gonna shoot some kids at school. So just, can we get that shit on lockdown for 5 years? If we could do those two things. Oh, and white police officers, just a few less shootings. Like, you can still a couple. If the guy's got a gun in his hand already, he's a crack dealer and he's got a gun, you can get away with it. But like, if it's a 14-year-old boy playing with a cap gun in the fucking park, you gotta just chill on that for five to 10 years. Let's go 10 years, and we could finally I could start getting some roles again.
So you want society to get better so that finally...
Bro, don't hate the fucking means getting there.
That's true.
The end goal is great.
If that's the thing that happens... I just stopped school shootings. That is true.
Young kids getting fucking locked up or shot at, and young black men getting killed by police officers. I just did that.
You deserve a couple movies.
And so what if I get an Oscar?
You deserve 3
out of it. What if I get a couple of Emmy nominations? So what?
3 or 2.
The world's a better place, Andre.
Couple Tonys. 1 Grammy or 2. You're not being greedy.
It's not. I'm just looking at
greedy.
The best situation for everyone.
Everyone. Little Screenwriters Guild.
You're welcome. I just fucking ended racism.
Thank you, my brother.
Dude, Andre D Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Very funny man. Very nice guy. Thanks for coming and chatting today. I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, man.
If people want to check out your comedy and they want to keep in contact with you, best ways to do that, I guess, social media, Instagram, Twitter.
Everything is Andre D Thompson. Type
as in D, the letter.
Yep. ANDRE. You got to know how to spell Andre.
Yeah.
You got to know how to type the letter D.
Yeah.
And then Thompson is spelled the way
THOMPSON.
Everybody spell it.
Yeah.
There's no weirdness. It's a regular English ass name. That's who took over Jamaica. So that's why that's my name.
There you go.
That's it.
But we left you weed. We were all right. Right? We're pretty good.
No, them fuckers try to burn that away. That was a thing.
Nah, we're just trying to get high. Burn it all. Make sure we stand downwind though. Come on. Bartholomew, come here, sir.
Bartholomew.
Take a seat. Let's hotbox this island.
Let's hotbox the island.
That's what they did. They hotboxed the island.
They tried to hotbox the fucking island.
And if they want to see you, you perform in New York City an awful lot, don't you?
I'm all over
the clubs there.
I post all my shit on Instagrams and Twitters and everything, so all show dates will be out there until I update and get a good website. Yada yada yada.
Nice. You got any podcasts or anything like that to plug?
No podcast of my own to plug right now.
Are you even a comedian if you don't have a podcast?
I have things I'm working on, but it's not like something I should put out at the moment.
Unbelievable,
it's fine. Andre D Thompson is all you need.
There
Google that. You got all the answers.
Go check him out. Thanks so much for joining me, man. Appreciate it.